on an even keel. But most people are the opposite way. As soon as they get stressful, the first thing they do is reach for food.
Exactly, yeah. And the thing is, it's probably important to point out that for a lot of people, stress is considered a negative thing, but it's not necessarily. Stress is a necessary part of life. It's how you deal with it, right? And as you mentioned, in times of stress, some people may overeat, they may drink, they may smoke, they may do all sorts of things that may make them feel better or think they're feeling better in the short run, but they're really not. In terms of weight gain, one of the more common culprits with stress is cortisol, right? And that's where you typically see people that have a stress reaction, and they'll have a weight gain or an accumulation of fat in their abdomen. And that's that stress hormone, cortisol, which is just through the roof in your system, and it doesn't make for a very good, pleasant experience at all. So the question then becomes, why are you stressed, and how can we help? And, of course, at Medfit, it's always about the exercise, right?
Well, to me, stress is helped with exercise. I know that when I take that hour, no matter what happens during the day, if I take that hour, my stress has gone down considerably. And that's the reason why exercise, to me, is a lifesaver.
Exactly. And so, again, once we do a lot of work with people trying to identify, why it is that they're stressed and understand how they individually deal with things. And then we can customize their program, as we do with all of them, to address that. Because if the stress is related to, say, a chronic illness like cancer or arthritis or diabetes, and there may be pain associated, well, that's a recipe. That's a vicious cycle on and on and on. So we give people that outlet of safe, effective exercise so it can help release tension. It can help regulate their body systems to function closer to optimum. And in the meantime, get a little bit more fit so you're not taking out your stress in a bad way and taking in substances and food that perhaps is not so beneficial for you.
So how do they do that? How can you program an individual to use stress in a positive way through exercise?
Well, there is something called eustress, meaning EUSTRESS. And that's the stress. We're all familiar, I think most people are familiar with the fight or flight. That's a natural reaction to, if there's a threat, people run, and you need that in order to survive in life. But we like to think of stress, if you want to reframe it. Some people talk about nervous energy just before a big presentation or a meeting or a date even. It reminds you that you're alive.
Certainly need it more
care.
For a date than anything.
Pardon me?
I said you certainly need it for a date more than anything, right.
Yes,
okay.
But what we want to do is remind people that that's a natural reaction. You want to make sure that it's framed the right way. Exercise, because of its biochemical reactions and effects on the body, it's going to help everything work better. So you're going to breathe better. Your systems are going to open up. Things are going to happen. Your body is meant to move, which is why exercise is the perfect medicine for stress. Again, though, because we have to deal with people at Medfit with many different conditions, we simply have to address what it is that is their main concern and then customize it appropriately for them so that they get the best benefits. Because
Michelle, are there people who should not exercise?
Yeah, and the short answer is yes, but only probably for a short amount of time. Most doctors, surgeons, whatever medical treatment may have been done, there are times when exercise is literally contraindicated, but it's usually contraindicated, meaning it's not advisable under very specific circumstances. So in terms of an absolute do not exercise, that's very rare, but we, again, always work with people's doctors so that we're always on the same page and that we help provide that transition.
Terrific information. Thank you so very much, Michelle. We'll look forward to talking with you again next Friday, and Joanne throughout the week as well. So you have a great weekend. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye-bye, Zelda.
Joanne James, founder and medical exercise specialist of Medfit Rehab, will improve your overall health through medical exercise. Contact Joanne James, 647-259-5481, Columbus Center Athletic Department, Dufferin and Lawrence, medfitrehab.com.